If the question is Africa, the answer undoubtedly is Lens Africa. Welcome to the Window of Africa, where we talk about all things history, culture, business, finance, arts, and entertainments, and more. My name is Reward Ennakerakpo, and this is the show you've been waiting for. How can we use Mandela's legacy to inspire a new generation of emerging African leaders who were young, hungry, and want things to happen very quickly?
I think what Mandela did so beautifully was that he was a people's person. He was engaging. You know, he let everybody be part of the decision. He was not a sort of a dictator in recent times. You know, he allowed people be. He allowed people be open-minded, independent-minded. So I think looking at the generation of people who want to be leaders, they can take so much from him, because he inspired so much in the sense that he wanted everybody to be independent thinkers and do things that will improve the lives not only of themselves but then the lives of others. So I think he was patient. I mean, imagine for somebody to stay in prison for 27 years, not for himself, not for his family, but then for the whole South Africa. That is something that the youth of today, or any young leaders, any aspiring leaders can take leaf from.
To prepare shakshuka, would require the following ingredients: 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 gram thinly sliced onions, 4 chopped garlic cloves, 2 tablespoons paprika powder, 1 tablespoon cumin powder, half to 1 tablespoon chili powder, half teaspoon salt, and some eggs. 1 gram of de-seeded tomatoes, about 2 tablespoons of water. Now, shakshuka is ready. You can serve with pita bread or some tortillas. You can add some sauteed bell peppers and sauce to the portion. Some more fresh herbs. There you have it. Tasty shakshuka is served.
The Generation Unlimited project, what is it and why should we care?
Well, Generation Unlimited, it's a partnership to make a difference. It was launched in 2018 by the UN Secretary General, and for Nigeria it's also very important and relevant because of the number of young people that require specific interventions to support in the various areas. The Generation Unlimited focuses on 4 main pillars: education and skills, entrepreneurship, empowerment, and employment. And it is through these 4 areas that the partners, the private sector, the government of Nigeria, and the development partners and the young people are actually collaborating to co-create solutions that will see us supporting young persons in Nigeria.
Intelligent and articulately put. This seems very complex though, and I'm going to come back to it. Mr. Smart, I'm going to ask you, typically careers are something for, are typically personal decisions. Now we find large organizations, NGOs, governments, and people like yourself actively engaging in with young people to ensure that the right careers are made. Why is this so?
Very important. I think the world has changed. Failure to adapt means failure to exist. So I think it's gone are the days where careers are chosen for us, as you would always know while we were growing up. There was that common career path that people would always say, are you a doctor, are you a lawyer, are you an engineer, and so on and so forth. But it's going to a stage whereby people have seen that just by being a photographer or a blogger, you can earn 10 times what an engineer or a medical doctor or a medical practitioner is earning. And people have seen the power of passion and the power of allowing this generation to be able to explore their creativity and, of course, what they have fun and enjoy doing. So because of that basis, I think it's now a very open-minded mic for parents to then say, and also institutions to say, you know what do you want to do? What are you interested in? Where is your passion lying right now? And what problem are you solving?
Next on Lens Africa is the story of a Pakistani artist who has lived in Nigeria for 19 years. She teaches children arts and creativity.
My name is Koka Farooq. I'm from Pakistan, and from Pakistan, Punjab, Lahore. I'm here in Nigeria for last 20 years, and Abuja is my city now, and Nigeria is my country. When I arrive in Nigeria, first thing I ask my husband, you have to find out where I can find art supplies. So that was very important for me to get art supplies, because I cannot carry all my luggage and come here. I start teaching art in 2003, and I'm teaching art in Nigeria for last 19 years. And it was a beautiful journey and a beautiful experience.
Africans, as Africans, we're all at this point in time tired of hearing news about COVID-19. We just want our life back. We want to go back to work. We want to go back to school. We want to go back to the way things are. Why should we care about any more new COVID-19 news protocols or anything like that?
Now, there are two reasons why you should care. You should care because, like the initial report that was just done, show that your lives can never go back to normal as long as the world is still suffering this pandemic. We may not have seen dead bodies on the street yet in Africa. We may not have seen the level of mass infection that showed up in other places of the world, like India more recently. But we are currently battling with the economic aftershocks, of this pandemic. Now, let me give you an example why you should care. In terms of public services, in terms of a system where the government does not have enough finances to even implement its own budget, right? That is something that would affect every aspect of this economy. And as long as the pandemic is in place and trade is disrupted, like you put in the report, we would constantly, have that liquidity problem, that fiscal problem, where we're not able to raise enough money to run even the government or run public services the way they should. Why should you care? You should care because as long as we are part of a global system where without the pandemic getting over, you will not be able to interact with other parts of the world without all of the protocols. With slow trade, slow consumption, slow investment, of course, it will mean job losses. It will mean that people cannot afford the things they used to afford. You should care because, in fact, if things don't take the different shape right now, if we don't get rid of this pandemic and get back to normal, there's a likelihood that businesses would never go back to normal. There's a likelihood that sales will never go back to normal. There's a likelihood that even the farm produce that, if you say many of our people are farmers, the things you produce would never get the people to buy them. The reason is that the market is limited. Finances are constrained. So